Right now, we are joined by our partners at the Boston Business Journal and reporter Grant Welker. And today, we are talking about the sale of Friendly's, a former franchisee of the restaurant chain. So let's see, where do we start here? The new owner is an investment group actually out of New Jersey, so they're not even in New England. What can you tell our viewers about the company?
Yeah, that's right, Courtney. Yeah, so in an unusual twist, it's actually a franchisee who's buying the company. You don't see that too often at all. So it is a company. It is based in New Jersey that bought Friendly's current owner, which is based in Texas. So it is kind of all around geographically. But the new owner is managed by Amal Kohli. He's a franchisee. He's someone who has deep ties, long ties to Friendly's, going back to his days working at the restaurant starting when he was 15. He became a franchisee for Friendly's in 2009, and today he owns and manages 30 locations for Friendly's up and down the East Coast. Now he's got the biggest job of all. He started out in one location in a restaurant, and now he's in charge of the whole thing, and his job is to grow Friendly's not only just in this area, but in other areas of the country as well.
And I feel like it's rare that we get to see the person at this stage say, "Hey, I've got an emotional tie. This is not just business for me," right? Like he says he started as a breakfast table waiter, right? And now this is where he is. So hopefully that means something good for Friendlies because this is not just business for him, but emotional for him as well, and maybe a little nostalgic.
Right. And Friendly's needs that because it's a 90-year-old company. It does have a lot of those ties to past decades, past generations, playing up that nostalgia and that old time kind of early 1930s and 1950s and 60s feel. But Friendly's owners in more recent years haven't always invested as much in that to sort of play off or take advantage of people's nostalgia. So it is a tough task to turn a company around in terms of people feeling like there are those investments, they're relevant and new in ways that they maybe haven't been in recent years.
Now, Friendly's currently operates 23 locations in Massachusetts, but so many have closed in recent years. So, where do you see this company being able to take Friendly's? And I know that can be hard to say, but we hope it can only go up from here because so many have closed.
Right. Well, he will be taking Friendly's not so much around here, but elsewhere. Coley, the franchisee, did say that he plans to expand Friendly's further into the South, including the Carolinas, in Georgia and Texas. Those are growing markets because they're growing much more rapidly in terms of population than we are in Massachusetts, and especially in the Springfield area where Friendly's got its start. But there's both a risk and opportunity in moving beyond Friendly's core footprint. They're expanding into areas where there won't be customer loyalty because the stores haven't existed there. There may
Mhm.
be some Northeastern transplants in those areas. And to me, it's notable that the company's new owner sees Friendly's potential more in those new markets geographically than around here. At least in that announcement that came out of this purchase, there wasn't a mention of investing more in existing stores. That's an area where Friendly's could probably use some improvement in keeping stores new and clean and fresh and relevant for diners today.
Now, with all of that being said, do you think Friendly's has the ability to make a comeback and actually compete? Because there's so many different chains now that it would have to be in competition with, especially heading down south.
Yeah, it'll be very difficult. Brands rarely make lasting comebacks that stick in the restaurant business. And Friendly's has been iconic for generations. There's a strong sense of nostalgia we talked about. There's the classic architecture you can see for a lot of older time Friendlies, but those features don't really matter too much anymore. Having deep roots in a region that really resonate with people doesn't factor in too often when people are considering where to eat. And especially to younger patrons, they want their food quickly, they want healthier fare, they want to be able to order online and run in and pick it up. A lot of times, the big trending drink or meal is something that people are seeing on TikTok or Instagram. And Friendly's isn't known for that. They're traditional items like a burger and fries or an ice cream. Those are popular over so much of time for a reason, but they're going to have a harder time winning over a broad segment of the population unless they do have new or exciting things to offer younger patrons.
Now, are there any other chains that come to mind that may be doing what Friendly's used to do, but better?
There are some in terms of the really most buzzworthy and the fastest growing restaurants. It's like Chipotle. Dave's Hot Chicken, it's Cava, um, it's Cafe Nero in the Boston area. In terms of more like in Friendly's uh, burgers and fries and shakes. It's Shake Shack has been growing like crazy for a long time,
Mhm.
um, and it's a difficult environment for even major players, very established players like McDonald's and Starbucks. They've have both been in the news lately for struggling to keep up with these smaller, newer, more nimble companies. The ones that are doing so well, Chipotle and others, they have that exact balance of being affordable. They're seen as having fresh, great food, healthier food, and they're a place where people will go there because they think there's something exciting to them. And when they see, oh, there's a new Chipotle opening up, or there's a new Dave's Hot Chicken, it really means something to them. That's something that a 90-year-old company is not really going to be able to have as much. So again, for that comeback to sort of last and continue, it's such a difficult task for not even just Friendlies, but for any restaurant company of its age at this point.
Is there anything else you think is important for people to understand that I didn't ask you specifically?
Sure. Yeah. Well, broadly speaking, a number of restaurants that are based in the Boston area have been struggling. Bertucci's has closed a lot of restaurant locations. They haven't been able to find the right niche for itself. They are owned by Earl Enterprises, the company that owns Planet Hollywood. Bertucci's has most recently tried with a grab and go smaller format location. It's along the Freedom Trail in downtown
Hmm.
Boston, so it's too early to see whether that's something that they can kind of move more in that direction. Or even Pizzeria Uno has closed a number of locations. They are local despite the Chicago roots. They've tried some smaller format stores that focus more on their core product, which is deep dish pizza. Their menu has more often grown be beyond that offering. Uh, Again, it's just so difficult because the restaurant industry is always seeing new and new players moving into a region, or in a case like Dave's Hot Chicken, I've mentioned, that is only less than a decade old, I believe. Or there's players like we'll mention a southern one since we were mentioning Friendly's moving down there, but Chick-fil-A has been expanding like crazy in the Boston area. So for a lot of these companies, that age, that nostalgia, knowing that maybe your parents and grandparents took you there when you were a kid, that can only go so far if you're not feeling like you really want to go and eat there because they have that great product or drink that you've seen online. Like when we're seeing uh, companies in this space getting a lot of notoriety online, it's like Levain Bakery with their cookies, or Van Leeuwen ice cream. You'll see them online. People know they're coming. There'll be that buzz around it, and it's something that any company is going to die for, to have that buzz around them, and it's very difficult to have.
It's a tough crowd when the nostalgia is not enough.
It is. It's having been born in Springfield myself, my grandparents went to Friendlies all the time, and they have since passed. And for a lot of Friendlies customers, it's all about winning over that next generation, and it is very difficult.
All right, Welker, we thank you so much, our partners here at the Boston Business Journal, and until our next conversation.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.